Some nights, the body forgets how to stop. The heart runs ahead of everything. The breath comes shallow. The mind moves fast through rooms it has already checked 100 times tonight. Nothing is wrong, and yet everything feels wrong. That is the strange cruelty of it. You are not broken. You are not losing control. You are simply a person whose nervous system learned to stay ready. And tonight, it forgot to stand down. My name is Sharon. Welcome to Sharon Sleep Stories. This is a quiet place, built for nights exactly like this one. You don't need to slow your breathing right now. You don't need to force anything calm. You don't need to be anywhere other than exactly where you are. Before we continue, where in the world are you listening from tonight? No need to answer. Just a soft awareness. And what time is it for you right now? Night? Early morning? Somewhere in between? Let that go. It doesn't matter here. If Sharon Sleep Stories has helped you rest before, consider subscribing. New sleep stories arrive every week for the nights that need them most. Now, there is a river. You are on it.
Not moving, not going anywhere. A small wooden boat tied loosely to a low branch at the bank. The rope barely taut, just enough to hold without pulling. The river is still tonight.
The kind of still that happens after midnight, when everything that needed to move has moved, and everything that needed to happen has happened. The water reflects the moon.
Not perfectly, just enough. A soft, broken version of light lying on the surface.
You are lying in the boat, not sitting up, not watching for anything, just lying there, the way the body lies when it finally accepts that there is nowhere else to be.
The moon is high tonight. Not full, not new. Somewhere between. The way most things are. Neither one thing nor the other. Just present. Its light comes down through the air and lands on the water without trying.
That is what light does. It doesn't decide to illuminate. It just travels until it finds a surface.
The trees along the bank are dark shapes against a slightly less dark sky. They don't move much tonight. The wind is almost nothing. Just enough to remind you it exists.
A single leaf detaches from somewhere above and falls toward the water. It lands without a sound. Or maybe with a sound so small it belongs to the river rather than to silence.
Your body is still racing a little. That's fine. Karen is not going to tell you to stop. The heart does what the heart does. The breath comes how the breath comes. You don't need to manage any of it tonight. Just notice it. The way you'd notice the current beneath the boat. Present. Moving. Not requiring anything from you. There is a particular kind of anxiety that has no object, no reason you can point to, no problem you can solve.
Just a feeling. Tight in the chest, wide in the mind. That something needs your attention without being able to tell you what. You know this feeling. You may be feeling it right now.
Here is what Sharon knows about that feeling. It is old. Older than tonight. Older than this week. Older than whatever happened recently that seemed to start it. It is a pattern the body learned a long time ago. In a time when staying alert actually mattered. When the body's job was to keep you ready for what came next. The body was good at that job. It still is. It just hasn't gotten the message yet that tonight there is nothing coming. The river knows. The river has been running past this bank for longer than your anxiety has existed. It is not concerned. It moves because moving is what rivers do, not because there is danger ahead, not because something needs to be outrun. Just movement. Just water finding its way.
Let the sound of the water underneath the boat become the thing your mind follows. Not a command, just a description of what happens when the body finally finds something steadier than its own pulse to track.
The boat rocks gently. Once. Then settles.
The moon moves almost imperceptibly across the sky. You won't see it move if you watch. You'll only notice it has moved if you look away and look back. That is how most real things work.
Your shoulders are up near your ears a little.
They have been for a while.
Let them drop. Not a command. Just a description of what the body does when it realizes it has been bracing for something that isn't coming.
The jaw holds tension the way old wood holds water. Silently, without complaint, until it is given permission to release.
Permission given.
There is something underneath the anxiety, not the absence of it. Something that was there before it arrived and will be there after it passes. Something the racing and the tightness and the breathlessness cannot touch. Sharon is going to take you there. Not by force, not by technique, just by staying here long enough for the noise to lose interest.
Think of the river beneath the boat. The surface catches the wind, ripples, responds to everything. But go deeper, just a few feet beneath the surface, and the water is completely still. The same river, the same water, just deeper. You have a place like that. Every person does. It doesn't go away when the anxiety comes. It just gets harder to find. Tonight, Sharon is going to help you remember where it is.
Notice the weight of the body in the boat. Not the breathing, not the heartbeat, not the thoughts. Just the weight, the simple physical fact of gravity. The body has mass. That mass presses down into the wood of the boat. The boat receives it without complaint. You are held physically, actually, literally held by wood, by water, by the quiet law of things that float. The legs are heavy. Let them be heavy. They carried you through the entire day, through every difficult moment, through every demand made of them, without asking if they were ready. They don't need to carry anything right now. Just rest inside the weight of themselves. The back releases into the boat. The lower back first, where the day accumulates, where tension parks itself and forgets to leave. Then the middle back, then the upper back, and the shoulders, and the base of the neck. Each breath out carries something small from each place. Not everything, just something. The chest is tight. That's honest. Sharon is not going to pretend it isn't. But notice, even inside the tightness, the breath keeps moving. In, out, The body knows how to breathe, even when breathing feels hard. It has been doing it without your help for your entire life. Every night you slept, every moment you weren't thinking about it, the body breathed. It is breathing now. You don't need to help it. Just notice it happening. The trees on the bank stand in their darkness without effort. Everything around you is doing exactly what it is supposed to do tonight, including you. In, out. The anxiety is still there. That's fine. It doesn't need to leave before you can rest. It can come with you into sleep if it wants. It won't be able to keep up. Sleep goes somewhere anxiety cannot follow. The river moves underneath you. Slow. Constant. Unbothered. The moon continues its crossing of the sky. Oh, the boat has stopped rocking now. Or maybe it is still rocking, and you have simply matched its rhythm so completely that the difference has disappeared. That happens. The body finds the frequency of the thing it rests on and synchronizes without being asked. Your breathing has slowed, not because you forced it, because the body found something steadier to follow. Just quieter. The thoughts that felt urgent an hour ago are softer now, less like emergencies, more like weather. Weather passes. You have survived every difficult night you have ever had. Every single one, without exception. The nights that felt impossible, you made it through all of them. Not because you were strong enough, because the night ended. Nights always end. This one will too. The moon is lower now, still bright, still casting its broken light across the water, but lower. Time has been passing
without your help. It does that. Somewhere along the bank, a bird shifts in its sleep. One small sound, then silence again. Even the birds rest on nights like this. The rope that holds the boat to the branch is still there. You don't need to check it. You don't need to make sure. It is holding the way things hold when they were tied with enough care. Let the hands open. Not a command. Just what happens when the body stops preparing to grip something that isn't coming. The water beneath the boat is deep and still. And completely unbothered by the night. Go there. Not physically. Just let awareness drop down through the surface of things. Through the thinking. Through the feeling. Through the tight-chested, fast-hearted, wide-awake part that has been working so hard tonight. Down through all of it. Into the still water. It is quiet here. Not the quiet of absence. The quiet of depth. Sharon speaks slower now, not softer, just slower. There is a difference. The garden, the river, the boat. All of it is just a place the mind agreed to go. so the body could stop running. That is all a story is. A place to go that isn't the place that was hurting you. You came here tonight with a body that wouldn't calm down. Look at it now. Heavier, slower, still. Not because Sharon fixed anything, because you stayed long enough for the body to remember what it already knew. The anxiety may return tomorrow. Sharon is not going to promise it won't. But tonight, it loosened its grip, even slightly, even just enough to let sleep through. That is not nothing. That is everything tonight needed to be. If this story found you on a hard night, if it reached something that needed reaching, Sharon's Sleep Stories will be here next week. New stories, same quiet. Subscribe if you want to come back. The boat is still. The river moves underneath it without disturbing it. The moon has crossed most of the sky now. It will finish crossing without your help. The body is heavy. The mind is far from the surface. Breathing continues on its own. In, out. You know how to sleep. You always did. Let the water carry you now. Not somewhere, just further from the surface, further from the noise, further from the part of the night that was hard, deeper, quieter, still. Good night.